let's talk about spiritual midwives, okay? For a while now, probably the last year or so, the Lord keeps telling me that he wants to raise up Mordecais, and they may not necessarily be men, but basically he wants to raise up people who are God-fearing, Holy Spirit filled, that are going to raise up daughters, or going to raise up other people to be successful in God's kingdom and do the great things that the Lord has in store for them. Remember, Mordecai helped raise Esther, and because of his knowledge, his wisdom, his counsel, she was able to reach a high position in the kingdom, right? So let's talk about a spiritual midwife. So a spiritual midwife is going to be somebody that helps birth out God's promises, ministries, callings, and revival in others. These are people who have a special assignment on their life, that have a special grace on their life. Too many of you guys are out here calling people spiritual parents, and they are not your spiritual parents. But I'm talking about a spiritual midwife right now, okay? So this is somebody that literally helps you through the process to be able to birth out what God has in your spiritual womb. So let's talk about some signs that you may have a spiritual midwife, or maybe the Lord is calling you to be a spiritual midwife. So a midwife assists in delivery. They don't give birth themselves. So in order for you to be a midwife, you cannot be jealous. In order to be a midwife, you need to want and desire for your person that you're assisting to give birth for God's glory, to do and complete God's will. So you cannot say that you are producing and that you are being a spiritual midwife and assisting others when you're jealous. There's no room for jealousy in being a spiritual midwife, okay? They help others step into ministry. They help protect what God is birthing in them, and they see potential before they even do. So they basically have insight on what the Lord wants you to do. They see the finished product already. You may not see yourself as a prophet already, but a spiritual midwife will be able to see the signs and symptoms that the Lord is trying to birth out a powerful prophet in you, okay? So they will be able to teach you step by step, stage by stage, what it is that is going to happen. Well, a midwife is going to be able to break it down to you, and is going to be able to tell you, in the first trimester, this is what happens. These are the signs and the symptoms. In the second trimester, this is what happens. In the third trimester, this is what happens. A spiritual midwife knows what it is to birth out and to go through the different stages, because they've already been there. They have the experience. Imagine trying to see the potential before you even see it. They already see you as the completed person that the Lord has called you has called you to be. They discern spiritual timing. Ecclesiastes chapter 3, right? It says that there is a time for everything. So one of the things that I love to tell people all the time, especially those that I'm teaching or mentoring in the prophetic, I tell them to enjoy the season that they are in. You do not need to try to rush things. You don't need to try to do things too fast. Do things in God's timing, and trust me, you want to enjoy the season that you're in. If the Lord is birthing a powerful prophet out of you, building you into a powerful prophet, because the higher the level, the higher the devil. The higher you go and the more power and anointing, revelation that the Lord gives you, the more oil, there's going to be bigger opposition. So they discern spiritual timing. They know when it's time for you to push the baby out. They know when it's time for you to rest. They know when it's time for you to maybe be more active so that that baby will be easier to birth out. A spiritual midwife literally knows the seasons and the times, and they know when somebody is ready to be elevated by the Lord. They know when to push, and they know what labor feels like because they've gone through it before. Okay, so we're talking about spiritual midwives. They encourage during spiritual labor. Spiritual labor, physical labor is hurtful, is painful. These spiritual midwives are the ones that have the special grace to sit next to you at your bedside, to tell you it's going to be okay, to tell you breathe, it's going to be okay. You're going to produce something healthy, something powerful in the Lord. These people will even give you counsel and advice about what nutrients you need. So maybe you need a stronger prayer life. They will tell you in order for you to produce what the Lord wants to produce in you, you need to go deeper in prayer. Maybe you need to fast more. Maybe you need to praise more. Maybe you need to fellowship more. These people can see what it is that you are lacking spiritually in order to produce and birth out the calling, the anointing, what it is that the Lord has in store for you. So spiritual midwives are going to help you during labor. So in order for them to do this, they are going to pray for you. They are going to feel a burden in their spirit to pray for you. They're going to be able to pick up things in the spirit. Maybe you're down. Maybe you're feeling sad. Maybe you're rejoicing. They are going to have a sense of what it is that the Lord is having you go through because they are connected with you. So these people will intercede for you because you're part of their assignment. The Lord has connected you guys. They don't abandon you. They are there through the good and the bad. So a true spiritual midwife that helps you birth out what God has in store for you will not leave you. They are faithful. They will be there with you through the good, through the bad, through the messy, everything.